GT Countdown. The top 10 time wasters.
Some players might be insulted at the suggestion that any part of their favorite hobby is wasting time, but there's no denying that the following 10 games provide just enough entertainment to keep you hooked, minus any sort of wow moments. Some puzzlers just can't be put down. Some online games have populations larger than small countries. And some simulation games just don't seem to have an end. We visit these games when we're standing in line, waiting for something, or on incredibly long trips. They never move us the way a AAA cinematic tour de force does, but they sure do make the time fly by.
Number 10. Animal Crossing.
Nintendo's Animal Crossing is designed to pull you in for years at a time. You can quickly cover daily tasks like harvesting fruit and shopping for furniture, but new stock comes in every day. If you don't play regularly, your town will be infested with cockroaches and weeds. Plus fish, insects, and neighbors vary depending on the real-time clock, driving you to return in the third week of August for that big catch. Sometimes that's all it takes to get you hooked all over again. Add in travel to friends' towns with entirely different populations and collections, and there's little to limit obsessive hoarding.
Number 9. Peggle.
If the direct correlation between inner glee and pegs lighting up is ever discovered by Vegas, we could be in trouble. Peggle contains all the shiny lights and music cues to make our hypothalamus ache with pleasure. This dolled-up plinko comes with a thin veneer of physics and power-ups under the guise of strategy, and we wouldn't have it any other way. A near-perfect balance of luck and instinct make Peggle a rewarding diversion we keep pegging away at, complete with unicorns.
Number 8. The Sims.
Heralded as the premier casual game of its time, The Sims is at the pinnacle of a long line of relentlessly addictive time wasters developed by Maxis. So what's the secret behind The Sims' success? Torture. There's just something compelling about watching your digital denizens duking it out with mortality. Everyone's heard cruelly amusing stories about denying a sim its basic necessities. It's perhaps more fun, though, to painstakingly orchestrate their lives and watch them go about their business unhindered. The fact that The Sims bring to bear a previously unparalleled level of user-created content doubtlessly helps it along as well.
Number 7. Farmville.
You better believe this game deserves a spot on this list, otherwise we would have never gone through the pain of actually playing it. To some, a day on the farm is simply divine, but those of us who want a little more to chew on in our games stand awestruck at Farmville's legion of green thumbs and million-dollar cross-promotions. Acres of virtual harvests have kept this phenomenon afloat, and its social tie-ins serve to either annoy or inspire. No matter how you cut it, countless hours have been burned on this game by people bored out of their minds.
Number 6. World of Warcraft.
This world is not only a waste, it was originally created a decade before the fanbase went massively multiplayer. The ways to dump hours right out the window in Azeroth cannot be counted. Leveling leads to crafting, leads to grinding, leads to dungeon crawling, leads to raiding, leads to getting kicked out of college. We would have put another MMO on this list, but playing something outside of WoW almost seems like doing the industry a service at this point. Blizzard also seems to want to keep its newest players the happiest, speedily handing out old achievements for free. Even time already wasted can lose all its value online.
Number 5. Minecraft.
How can you not be wasting time in a video game if you're not exactly sure what it is you're supposed to be doing? Build a house, great, then what? Dig a hole, fantastic, then what? One of Minecraft's greatest challenges isn't molding the environment, but shaping your own goals and expectations. When you're walking down a road that has no end and literally never will, it pays to pause and sort out your priorities as often as you can. Especially when there are hundreds of servers out there full of archaeological exhibitionists who have already done all the hard work for you. The game was available for over a year before a clock was even added to the inventory.
Number 4. Angry Birds.
Unless you've been living in a nest for the past 2 years, there's simply no way to escape the phenomenon that is Angry Birds. The addiction is widespread, with new victims claimed each day. How could you not find a game based upon a slingshot? A total waste of time. Blame it on portability or the game's simplistic, though often challenging design, but once you're victorious on one round, you'll quickly find yourself clamoring for the next. It's not long before precious time is wasted trying to one-up personal scores, or attaining the coveted 3-star rating for bragging rights. If America spent the same amount of time doing something constructive, who knows what could be achieved?
Number 3. Tower defense.
The third time waster on our countdown is so good at what it does that it's quite literally a class of its own. Boiling down the length and complexity of an RTS into a simple yet strategically satisfying reduction, the tower defense game has risen from its humble roots as a StarCraft custom map into one of the most captivating subgenres of games the industry has ever seen. These days, one needn't boot up a Blizzard game to see what all the fuss is about. The genre's popularity has paved the way for a generation of imitators. Even procrastinating pros PopCap couldn't help but toss their hat into the ring, releasing their take with the wildly popular Plants vs. Zombies. Relentlessly enjoyable and able to be played for mere minutes at a time, this is one little addiction truly made by gamers, for gamers.
Number 2. Bejeweled.
Who knew that matching 3 light-colored gems could be so addictive? The twists and turns on this formula are vast, with the RPG-flavored Puzzle Quest franchise, the space-inspired Meteos, and any number of wrappers placed upon it. It doesn't matter what the coding looks like, because clearing 3 gems and watching the others collapse into the empty space apparently triggers some defective gene all humans possess to waste time. Seemingly ported to every piece of electronics on the planet, there's no escaping its life-sucking charm.
Number 1. Tetris.
Though the Soviets lost the Cold War, Russia takes pride in the fact that at least one of its invasions was a major success. After sneaking under the radar of Big Brother back in 1984, Tetris remains one of the most played games of all time, with multiple versions for gaming platforms, mobile phones, and even web browsers. Millions of people around the world spend untold amounts of hours every year playing Tetris, driving worldwide productivity to all-time lows. Easy to pick up and play, Tetris quickly turns you into a hopeless addict, where one more try quickly leads to several more hours of burned time. It's been choking productivity for decades, and it shows no signs of slowing down, making Tetris the ultimate video game time waster.